Good morning, everybody. How are we doing on this Wednesday morning? Don't know if you guys watched the abysmal Pro Bowl last night. It was not good at all, and this just proves more and more what everybody's been saying that the NFL needs to get rid of the Pro Bowl flag football game and just go to straight Pro Bowl competitions. This is getting out of hand. The Pro Bowl is a joke. I mean, I know we're in Super Bowl week, and number one, putting the Pro Bowl on a Tuesday night was a horrible idea, in my opinion. You know, growing up, I remember the Pro Bowl always being the Sunday after the Super Bowl, and then later on it was the Sunday before the Super Bowl, but now we have it on a random Tuesday night. What is going on with the Pro Bowl? It is a joke. It is something that I think absolutely needs to change. This Pro Bowl proves it, right? We also hear that the NFLPA is not, they did it to tank the ratings intentionally. Probably. They probably did. We're also hearing from the NFLPA that the NFLPA does not want an 18-game schedule. Now, the only way I feel that the NFL will get an 18-game schedule is if they are heavy concessions on the NFL side. Bigger rosters, bigger salary cap, second bye week, possibly even different kind of off-season workouts and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. I don't think we'll be in an 18-game schedule till possibly 2027 or 2028. I do believe there will be more talks during the owners meeting coming up next month. There will be more talks during the mid-season owners meeting. The owners will have to vote on it, get it approved, and then it'll have to go to the PA with the players. So it's going to be interesting to see on how that goes, because I know they are pushing very, very, very hard for an 18-game schedule. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this works out with the NFL. It should be a Pro Bowl break in the middle of the season like every other sport. Well, the problem with that is the risk of injury. Felix, I get it. I know you got the All-Star break with baseball. You got the NBA game, All-Star game as well. But I think they fear more of the injury aspect when it comes to football over basketball and baseball. So I don't see the Pro Bowl ever being in the middle of the year. I think it needs to be after the Super Bowl. I really do. You lose a lot of Pro Bowl players because they're playing in the Super Bowl. They can't play in the Pro Bowl if they're playing in the Super Bowl. So that's why I always liked growing up that the Pro Bowl was after the Super Bowl. I get it. A lot of people want it back in Hawaii. A lot of people want it back as a regular football game. I say get rid of the game in general. Get rid of the game as general. Make it just competitions. Let's bring the competitions back, more competitions. The coffin corner punting competition, the field goal competition. Let's expand the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, things like that. I don't know. No, I don't, Tommy. I don't get a tattoo if the Seahawks win. You're thinking of my son-in-law. No, that's not me. That's my son-in-law who's a Seahawks fan. I think it is if the Patriots win, he's getting a Patriot tattoo. I can't remember what he did. I know he's got a couple of weird bets out there like that. Yes, it is absolutely horrible, and the merch is absolutely horrible. Not only is the merch for the Super Bowl, the jerseys and everything absolutely horrible. Go back to the AFC NFC Championship merch. It was ridiculous. The hats are the most plain, bland hats you will ever see. Black with a small logo, 4 stars. It's absolutely horrible. It's so horrible. And you can even go back further. Look at the sideline hats this year. Why do you think I got this one over the sideline hat? I'm not spending $60 on a bright orange hat with an itty-bitty logo. Something needs to be done about the merch, because I remember the Super Bowl hats, and I've got 3 of them, were really good. You know, the AFC Championship, NFC Championship, all of them were really good. But now it's like they're not even caring on what it looks like, and it's costing you more money. The NFC AFC Championship hats are $50. $50.
I wouldn't spend $50 if the Broncos won on that hat.
No, that hat is absolutely horrible. It's horrible.
I can't imagine what the Broncos AFC Championship hats look like.
They would have been black with a small logo with the 4 stars that said AFC Championship and with the Super Bowl logo right there. It would have been the same thing that the NFC Championship and AFC or the Patriots and the Seahawks look like. They are horrible. We are no longer going for style. We are going, what can we produce at a cheap rate, get it out there, and have fans spend a ton of money on it. Look at the division winning hats. Gray. None of them even have the team colors. None of them have the team colors. It's all about, let's get this out there. Let's charge them. And again, this is where I have a problem with the NFL only giving Nike the contract, because you may go, well, it's by Fanatics. Fanatics is owned by Nike. Nike has the full contract over shirts, hats, jerseys. The only thing they don't have full control over anymore is the gloves and the cleats. That goes to Under Armour and Nike. But when it comes to merch, it is all Nike. And again, Fanatics is owned by Nike. Hey, what's going on, Swindler? And when I saw that championship hat, because I was really, looking forward to it. And when it came out, man, that was absolutely horrible. Again, when they released the sideline cap, I'm like, okay, maybe this is just, the first couple weeks because the true one hasn't come out yet. But nope, that was the true sideline cap. And it's okay, the draft hat. I remember, gosh, it had to have been 8, 9, 10 years ago with the draft hat. That on the bottom of the brim of the hat, they had the logo of the city and all that. What's up, too? But they've gone away from that. They've gone away from style. I live in Texas. They've gone away from style, and it's more about just getting product out there. And again, the prices keep going up and up and up. I mean, your jerseys, the painted on jerseys, the one with the painted numbers, painted names and everything, they used to be $50 to $70. Now they're $100. If you want the one with some of the sewn on patches, you're $150. When they used to be $100. If you want an authentic, you're spending up to $300. And then look at the rivalry jerseys. The rivalry jerseys. Those are $150 for the painted on numbers. Not the sewn on numbers, not the sewn on names. No, they're $150 for the painted on numbers and names. So our quality is going down as the prices go up. And that is something I think the NFL really needs to look into. Your whole thing, why the salary cap keeps going up, is that's based off of all the money the NFL brings in. And that counts merchandise as well.
And they're going cheap with it.
What's up, one and only Jordy? Oh, I'm in the United States.
I'd like to shout out Shedeur Sanders throwing a pick on his first drive of the Pro Bowl.
Well, again, the only reason why Shedeur was there was because of Drake May not going, other quarterbacks not going, like Bo Nix, and others opting out of not going to the Pro Bowl. So that's how he got in. He wasn't, everybody's like, Shedeur Sanders is elected a Pro Bowler. No, he was an alternate. So
he took over, I think, Trevor Lawrence's spot.
Is the NFC better than the AFC when it comes down who's the best? No. You've got good teams on both sides. Yeah, I'm a Broncos fan. Josh Allen had surgery on his foot, so he was out. What's up, Zach? But yeah,
it's kind of crazy to think Josh Allen and Bo Nix right after that game, and then later on they both had to have foot surgery.
It is. And again, it's something that should not have happened because, I saw an article yesterday of Roger Goodell coming out and praising how good the officials have been this year. And I'm thinking back, I'm like, wait a minute. It was a blown call or a no call that should have been called that cost the Broncos their starting quarterback. And it was a blown call that cost the Broncos the AFC Championship game. And how many bad calls have we seen this year? What is and what isn't a catch? What is and what isn't pass interference? Right? I mean, and then you got to remember, I think he's doing this because this is the final year of the officials' contract. What blown call? Okay. So in overtime, when the Bills got the ball, there should have been a holding call in the end zone, which would have been a safety, and the game would have been over on 2 points. And in the AFC Championship game, the fumble that happened was not a fumble. It was actually an incomplete pass because per the NFL rules, if a quarterback is in a throwing motion, and yes, that is a throwing motion, if his arm is hit by a defender while he's throwing the ball, does not matter if the ball lands behind him, in front of him, on top of him, it is an incomplete pass. It does not matter per the NFL rules. So that should have been an incomplete pass, which would have led to 4th down and a punt, not giving the Patriots a 1st down at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, that screwed us.
So if you know the rules and look up the rules, there you go. And again, I try to tell everybody this all year long. Name me one game this entire year where the officiating was perfect. You can't. What's up, Princess Starlight? You can't. There's not a single game. Again, what is and what isn't defensive pass interference anymore? What is and what isn't a catch anymore? You don't know because each crew is different. There is no set standards. Yeah, there's what the rules say, but it's also on interpretation. Especially when it comes to defensive pass interference. It's a interpretation call. There is no really set guideline that officials have to follow. There is a set guideline of what pass interference is supposed to be, but not how officials follow it. We've seen multiple instances this year of what is and what isn't pass interference. We've seen multiple instances this year of what is and what isn't a catch. But again, the reason why Roger Goodell came out and is praising the officials is because their contract ends after the Super Bowl and they're up for a renewal. And he doesn't want to go through the thing that happened before when the officials went on strike. When we had to bring in temporary officials. And we had that botched game at the beginning of the year between the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. When was it an interception or a touchdown? So he's trying to smooth the waters over so that there is no possible holdout from the officials. And love or hate Roger Goodell, he's got a lot on his plate this year, especially them pushing hard for an 18-game schedule.
Yes, I like that.
I mean,
14 games is quite a bit.
Well, if you put it, this is the only way I see it's going to happen.
Oh, I think you could start football a little earlier than...
No, they won't start it earlier. It'll stay where it is, and it'll just extend another week. Because you're going to get 18 games, 2 bye weeks, an extended roster, possibly an even bigger salary cap pool. And they're going to make it to where the Super Bowl, I think, ends up on President's Day is what they're talking about. There you go, Warren. Face mask calls, horse tackle calls, illegal drop hip tackles. I mean, players were fined all year long for it, but hardly any of them, if any, were ever called. The point of emphasis, as I said. So you have all of this, and again, I understand why he came out and said it. Again, love or hate Roger Goodell, if you look at it at a business perspective, if he wants the upper hand in negotiations with the officials union, he cannot come out and go, well, you guys suck this year. Because then they're going to be like, oh, you think we suck? Well, now we're going to want more money. Oh, you don't want to pay us? Well, we're just going to sit at home.
Right.
So it is what it is. You got to look at it as a business perspective. Again, love or hate him. Love or hate him. It's just how the game is. The unions have the control. The unions, when it comes to the NFLPA and the Refs Association, they have the control over the NFL. And the NFL allowed them to do it. Why do you think our off seasons are the way they are? Why do you think injuries are up? Everybody wants to talk about field and turf conditions. Well, yeah, you could throw that in there. But what really leads it down to is the off-season practices and trainings, mini camps, and stuff like that, because when they redid the NFL collective bargaining agreement, it was under the pretense that the players were like, well, we're grown-ass men. We can do all this at home by ourselves. We don't need to be on the field with coaches telling us what to do. So the NFL and the owners are like, fine, do it. And after that happened, more injuries have happened because they're not doing it. Why do you think there are more non-contact knee injuries, more non-contact Achilles injuries? Because the players are not doing in the offseason what they should be doing and what they were doing under the old CBA. Back when you had 2 a day, 3 a day. Now you can only practice 3 hours a day. Now you can only practice once or twice a week in full pads. If not, you're in shells. Because of it. It is what it is. So.
Okay, quick question for you.
What's that?
How you feel about Frank Reich coming back to the NFL and being the Jets offensive coordinator?
I honestly don't know how I feel about that. I really don't know. I remember him as the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, he's an OC, not a head coach, and you're going to be there with Harbaugh, with John Harbaugh. So if he can, him and Wright and Harbaugh are going to have to get together and figure out how they're going to have their systems working out. With Malik Neighbors, Cam Scattaboo, Jackson Dart, are they going to go get another wide receiver to be opposite of Malik Neighbors and things like that? That's something that the Giants are going to have to go into this year.
Matt Nagy got that Giants job.
Oh, yeah, Nagy, thank you. Yeah, he went to the Giants. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But Wright went to the. Where did he go again? Well,
Frank Reich went to the Jets.
The Jets. Well, okay, so let's pull up the Jets real quick. He's still in the same thing, right? You're with a defensive-minded head coach and Aaron Glenn. You got $82.6 million in cap space. You have 5 first and second round picks this year, 2 in the first, 3 in the second. You have 3 first rounders and 2 second rounders next year. You have no quarterback.
Right.
They're not going to bring back Justin Fields, in my opinion. So you're at number 2 overall in the draft. There really isn't a quarterback and I really don't have him as a number 1 overall, but he's going to be it anyway. There really isn't a quarterback in this draft class past Mendoza that is a first-round draft pick quarterback. But we know that Mel Kiper Jr. is going to do what Mel Kiper Jr. does. And he's going to hype up Ty Simpson and all of them. And could that lead the Jets to take him? I don't know. I really don't. Could the Jets take Jeremiah Love if they lose Breece Hall? That's another possibility. But you got to rebuild that defense back up after everybody you traded away. You got to rebuild that offensive lineup. You got to rebuild your running game. You got to get a quarterback. So Aaron Glenn and Wright are in a lot of trouble when you got $82.6 million in cap space. Great. What are you going to do with it? Great. You've got 2 first rounders, 3 second rounders. Great. What are you going to do with them? What are you going to do at the quarterback position? Are you going to go with Malik Willis? Are you going to go with Tyler Huntley? Are you going to go with Tua if he's released? Are you going to go with Kyler Murray if he's released? Are you going to go for Mac Jones? So I really don't know. Hopefully, after the Super Bowls, we get closer to the combine and everything, we start to hear rumblings. Start hearing rumblings about what's going to happen. But what are you going to do with Justin Fields? Are you going to bring back in Geno? Are you going to bring Geno Smith? I don't know. I don't even know if Aaron Glenn knows. I don't know. What team do I think could surprise people next year? Be the Giants. I really do. Or it could be the Titans. Because the Titans have $100 million in cap space. $100 million in cap space. They could do exactly what the New England Patriots did. The Patriots spent $150 million in cap this offseason, and they're in the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying the Titans are going to be in the Super Bowl, but I'm just saying, could they do that? I don't know. But a team that could absolutely go on the flip side of being good and being surprisingly on how bad they're going to be could be the Miami Dolphins, because they're already over the cap. And now they're talking about, cutting Tyreek Hill, which they're going to do. Talking about cutting Tua Tagovailoa. They're $23.1 million over the cap. Tua's got a $99 million dead cap hit. They're going to trade Waddle. They're going to trade Chubb. The Dolphins are going to be in a complete rebuild.
The Dolphins have been in a rebuild since the 80s.
Yeah, very true. Now, this one is going to be like a stripped down refab kind of thing, Thank you, Swift. I appreciate that.
They need a new location and a name. They need a whole new franchise, bro.
That'll never happen because of the whole 72 Dolphins.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even the Chiefs have problems, and I was talking with Warchan about this last night. The Chiefs have problems being 41 over the cap. You've got older players. Do you bring back Travis Kelce? What kind of deal does he want? Does he want to play with Eric Bieniemy again? How is Mahomes going to be coming off of that injury? Both of your running backs are free agents. Do you bring either one back? 2 of your wide receivers are free agents. Your defensive backfield needs to be rebuilt. You've got a lot of money on players that aren't worth it. So,
I think the Chiefs' reign is just at this point they're just a regular football team now.
If they fix the problems that they have, I know they're gonna cut Jawan Taylor. He's gone. He's out the door, and they're gonna what's the other guy? Number 23, Tannehill. They thinking about trading him to bring another linebacker up. And
Tranquil.
Yeah. And I think they're gonna I heard like 3 players already say they're gonna rework their contract.
Well, they have to. They absolutely have to. If you look at the Chiefs right now, let me pull them up.
Yeah.
Number 1 is going to be Patrick Mahomes. You're $57.5 million over the cap right now, as we said. Patrick Mahomes has a $78.2 million cap hit. Chris Jones has a $44.8 million cap hit. Jawan Taylor has a $27.3. Trey Smith has a 24.4, and Nick Bolton has a 19.2.
Yeah. So all them contracts go and get reworked.
No, Mahomes, I'm pretty sure they're going to hand him a $50 million check at the beginning of the year and drop his cap hit down to $28 million. But if you look at Chris Jones, he's not really able to be cut with a $64.2 million cap hit, because if you cut him, you're only saving $12 million this year alone. What would they save next year? Hold on, let me pull up his deal. So you would save $12 million this year, and you would save $6 million next year.
Who we got winning the bowl?
I got the Seahawks.
Of course.
I want to see Drew Lock win a ring.
I have them winning because you've got more veteran players, you've got a better defense, you got a better run game, so you got better wide receivers.
They got a better run game than us right now?
Yeah, they do.
With Zach out?
They do.
That's insane.
K9 is a better running back.
Then both Trayvon and Ramondre combined?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, in my opinion, Ramon Stevens is ass.
That's crazy.
Ramondre Stevenson hasn't been good since OU.
Yes,
So why are
they
we-
have a better running back. They have a better wide receiving core.
I would
They have a
say
better
Trayvon
tight
Wilson.
end. They have a better defense. They have a quarterback who hasn't turned it over in the playoffs when your quarterback has turned it over 3 times with 6 fumbles, who's also been sacked, 15 or 16 times?
Yes.
Yes, but they're off. I don't think their defense is better than us in the playoffs right now. I wouldn't say that. But I would say their offense is better. They do have a better wide receiver core. We only
Hey,
give them the running
Armchair.
back. I give them that.
Like
I don't think even with the turnovers, like if we're really going to come down to no one here is picking Sam Darnold in a 1-game situation over Drake May.
I am.
That's unbelievable.
Zanags, what's up, brother? I am. Why can't I? Sam Darnold's been in the NFL longer. He's a more secured veteran. Drake May has only been in the league 2 years. It only has 1 game for over 300 yards passing. Took 16 sacks in a 3-game period. Only threw 86 yards against the Denver Broncos.
MVP.
He had three fumbles, or 3 lost fumbles, 6 fumbles in 2 games. Couldn't move the ball against the Broncos. Going up against an offense that was absolutely decimated by injury. And then if you look at it with the Chargers, went up against another offense that was decimated by injury, that was built together by an offensive line by IKEA. And then you look at the Texans, they were in that game until CJ Stroud decided maybe he wanted to play for the New England Patriots.
They were in that, bro. People keep saying CJ Stroud had a bad game.
He threw 4 interceptions.
To our defense, who picked that shit? Like, it's our defense doing that.
No, that's CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud threw 1 bad.
What is CJ? Hold on, go back 1 week. Go back 1 week. What is CJ Stroud doing against the Pittsburgh Steelers?
He's not looking at the Pats defense though. So
What did he do? Did CJ Stroud have a phenomenal game against the Pittsburgh Steelers? Yes or no? That's all I need to hear. Yes or no?
He had a mediocre game.
No, he did not have a phenomenal game. Hey, mamas. He didn't have a phenomenal game. And I can tell you this right now. If Nix is in that game, y'all aren't in the Super Bowl. I'm going to just tell you. Bo Nix is playing, y'all ain't in the Super Bowl. It ain't happening. If Bo Nix was in that game, y'all ain't in the Super Bowl.
That's big talk for people that are not in the Super Bowl.
Okay, then we're gonna do something else. I'm gonna bring you back. I'm gonna take you back a couple weeks. Let's talk about a couple weeks ago. 24-3 lead at halftime in Foxborough, and you lose. Your defense is so good that you had a 24-3 lead in Foxborough and lost the game.
Hey, Daniel, your team's about to get whacked by the Seahawks.
Oh
So
my
calm
gosh,
yourself.
God, delirious Patriots fan.
I can see a situation where we lose. Right?
All right, let me ask you this question, Daniel. This is for Daniel alone. Hold on. Daniel, how do you win this game?
How we win this game? Our defense.
How? How do you win it? You can't just say defense.
We get stops. First of all, it's Sam Darnold. If we have a,
And it's Drake May, a second-year quarterback playing in a Super Bowl, but go ahead.
You're making his case sound better. He's a second-year quarterback in the Super Bowl.
How many second-year quarterbacks has played in the Super Bowl, Daniel?
He's playing with house money. He's like 5-5.
And how many have won?
None.
Oh, no, one.
None have won.
One.
Not one.
One. Ben Roethlisberger.
But bro, you can't just what Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold, but also he has
And Brady. Thank you. Brady did it as well, so two.
At the end of the day, bro, Seattle is blowing the Patriots out, bro.
Last time I checked, Sam Darnold hasn't.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Okay, I get it. I get it. All right, hold on. Timeout. Hold up! You have allowed 8.5 games, 8.5 points per game. Okay, cool. You went against an offense with the Los Angeles Chargers that had nobody. I'm talking. Let me finish my answering this question. Thank you. You went up against the Los Angeles Chargers, who did not have an offensive line, whose quarterback was still hurt and still had a broken arm or a broken hand. Okay? We're going to go there. Then you went up against a Houston Texans offense that has been bad all year long. Their defense is what won those games. It was their defense. And in my opinion, if I was the Texans, I would have said, CJ, can I please finish my take? Thank you. If I was the Texans, I would have sat CJ Stroud at halftime, and I would have brought in Mills. I would have. I absolutely would have. I would not have allowed CJ Stroud to finish out that game. Wouldn't have done it. Would not have done it. And then you go and play the Broncos in Denver, where your prize quarterback only throws for 86 yards. On top of that, I'm not done, Daniel. You're going up against a team with a backup quarterback who hadn't played in 2 years. A team that does not have their number one wide receiver, or number one running back, number two wide receiver, number three wide receiver. Did not have their number one safety. So you see where you could go, oh yeah, we're in the Super Bowl. Congratulations, you made it. But before we go that this is the reincarnation of Tom Brady, Drake May has not played good all year. How is he not? He does not lead the NFL in touchdown passes. That's Matthew Stafford. He does not lead the NFL in the least amount of interceptions. That's Matthew Stafford. He's only had one game with over 300 yards passing. One in 17 games. You lost to the Raiders, and before you go, well, that was the first game. First games matter. Why do the first games matter? Because if you go back to a year before, the Cincinnati Bengals would be in the playoffs if they did not lose their first game.
I have a question. What are you going to say when the Patriots win?
Congratulations.
What's it going to be?
Congratulations.
Because all these excuses, right? Everybody had.
I will say congratulations. And what have I said? I have said how the Patriots win this game.
Talk for like 5 minutes.
No, because it's my fucking channel. If the Patriots win, you win by turning Sam Darnold over twice. That's how you win.
We win in the ball, pussy. We win in the ball, pussy.
You turn it over. You win the game by making Sam Darnold turn it over twice. Good, you're gone. Cool. This is my channel. I will let talk who I want to let talk. If you can't handle honest facts, then this ain't the show for you.
He couldn't handle it.
What he doesn't understand is, like you said, Drake May had 6 fumbles in 2 games. 3 of them actually being bad fumbles where the other team recovered. And Sam Darnold had 0 turnovers this whole playoff.
The Patriots got lucky because Bo Nix broke his
Can I
ankle.
say
That's
something
it.
real quick? Is the quarterback, like he said, was in that game, in that AFC Championship game. New England is not winning. And if Sean Payton would have kicked that field goal down there instead of going for it.
How does a 4-13 team over 2 years with a first-year head coach? Well, number one, he's not a first-year head coach. He's just a first-year head coach on your team. Offensive coordinator is not a first-year offensive coordinator. He's been with your team for multiple years, just in spurts. And a 23-year-old second-year quarterback have an easy schedule. It's easy. It's absolutely easy. Your schedule is based off of how you play the year before. Now, I don't go by strength of schedule, never have, never will. I won't do it. Because each team, the New England Patriots are not the Patriots of a 4-13 2025 campaign or 2024 campaign because they went out and spent $100 and some odd million in free agency. So that team from 2024 is not the same team in 2025. The Bills are not the same team. The Dolphins are not the same team. And the Jets definitely weren't the same team. How it works is where you are ranked in your division, right? The Patriots, I believe they were third in their division last year. Outside of the divisional games they got to play and the other two divisions that they have to play per the NFL scheduling, the final three games are other three teams that were third in their division. So that is how the schedule works. It works out that way. So this whole strength of schedule thing is a joke. It's a joke because each team is not the same team the next year. It's not. With the way free agency, salary caps keep going up and all of that, no team from last year is the same as this year. No team from this year is going to be the same next year. The Broncos aren't going to be the same. The Patriots aren't going to be the same. The Seahawks aren't going to be the same. The Rams aren't going to be the same. The 49ers aren't. And we could go on and on and on. So just because we're going, oh, their strength of schedule was this, that means nothing. They're all professional football players. They're all professional football players. They're in the NFL. But you're not playing the same team that you played last year. And next year, you won't be playing the same team you played this year. It don't work that way. It doesn't.
And see, I agree with Armchair. You're not going to have the same team because the teams that got eliminated are not in the playoffs. They have time to sit and watch tape of what your team did to them last year. And a lot of teams are going to be losing assistants to other teams.
And that's another thing. Coaches, they change hands left and right. Coordinators change hands left and right. Schemes change. Everything changes. So when we go into 2026, and they go, oh, well, this team has the hardest schedule. This team has the easiest schedule. You got to break it down and look at the teams they play and go like, wait a minute. Look how many players they lost in free agency. Look how many coaches or coordinators they lost. Who has new head coaches? Who doesn't? You know, last year the Giants had the hardest had the hardest schedule. Right? They said the Giants had the hardest schedule. It was because of the divisions they played. They had to play in the NFC East. I believe they had to play the NFC West and the AFC West. And when you look at it, the AFC West was one of the toughest divisions this year. It was. But let's go back, okay? Going into the year, the AFC West was supposed to be the toughest division. But what happened with the Chargers? Injury after injury after injury. What happened with the Chiefs? Injuries, suspensions, injuries. What happened with the Broncos? Injuries. No team is the same this year as they were last year. No team next year is going to be the same as this year. It just doesn't work out that way. So with the whole, their strength of schedule, I don't care what their strength of schedule is. I don't, because it doesn't mean anything. I'm rooting for the Seahawks. I'm rooting for the Seahawks because they are also my son-in-law's team. But going into next year, do you think the Broncos are going to be the same? They're going to have a different roster. They're going to have a different roster. Are the Seahawks going to have a different roster? Yeah, because they got key free agents coming up. The Patriots are going to have key free agents. Look at the Steelers. Are they going to be the same? No, they still don't have a quarterback. So we can't go by strength of schedule, and I'm one of those that I do not like that argument. I don't like that argument of strength of schedule, because strength of schedule means nothing. It means nothing, because last year's team is not this year's team, and this year's team is not next year's team. Look at the Broncos. You lost your offensive coordinator, right? So now we're going to go into next year with a new offensive coordinator. You're going to lose other free agencies, right? You're going to lose other free agents. Look at the Texans, right? Injuries. They're going to lose players. The Panthers are going to lose players. And then you got to look at other teams inside of your division that have a ton of money in cap space that they can go on spending sprees. Look at the Titans. They have $100 million in cap space. You don't think they're going to spend that money to build up that team? They're opening a new stadium in 2027. They're going to want to fill that $2.some billion stadium up.
Armchair, but the other argument is that even with teams that have money, that has to be a destination that free agents want to go. A lot of these guys in free agency ain't going for the money. They're going for the ring.
Well, I'm going to disagree there, because did you look at all the free agents that the Patriots hired, and they were a 4-13 team? Did you really think they wanted to go there and deal with the living in the shadow of Brady? Yes, the Vrabel hire absolutely helped.
There it is. There it is. With a coach that had already had a legacy of winning and taking a lesser team to the AFC Championship and the Tennessee Titans. They knew what they were getting in coaching. They knew what kind of culture they were coming into. They were coming into a winning culture. And hell yeah, I'm taking a chance on that. But I'm not taking a chance on an organization that has no
direction,
paper trail or direction. Yes, thank you.
I don't know. A lot of players nowadays, though, D, and you know it, they don't care about loyalty. They care about money.
You're right. A lot of players do. And those players are the players that you don't even want in your building. But the players that want to win, the players that want to win, they normally go to places like San Francisco.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill is a great example. Very good. Was with the Kansas City Chiefs. Dominance went for the money. Miles Garrett stays with Cleveland. Stays with Cleveland, not because the team was going anywhere, because of the money.
My money.
Wait a minute. Know the Tyreek Hill story first before you go.
He went for the money.
Let me finish. He never wanted to leave Kansas City. What his agent did, his agent sent the bluff out there, and the bluff backfired on him. So he sent it out there.
Say Brandon Ayuk to get D-Met. Why would I do that, Mateo? That's just mean.
Man, the Brandon Ayuk thing it's over.
I don't know, man. I was talking to J-Dub last night, and he thinks that Brandon Ayuk could be coming back next year.
Yeah, J-Dub and you were both was high.
No, J-Dub's a 49ers fan. I was like, yeah. As soon as he said that, I was like, J-Dub, you need to go talk to my boy D, because he don't want him back.
No, it ain't even about me wanting him back. The organization don't want him back. And if I know the DeBartolos, like I know the DeBartolos being a fan all these years, he will not be back in that building.
Broncos did my Bills a favor, because if the Patriots beat us to go back to the Super Bowl, I legit lose my mind and break my TV. Stephen A. Smith got it. Bryce, really? Bryce, you got to do that to D. That's messed up, man. That is messed up. But again, guys, when we talk about this strength of schedule crap, it's a joke. It's a joke. It don't mean anything. The team from this year is not going to be the same team next year. They could be better. They could be worse. You don't know.
The Jacksonville Jaguars definitely going to be worse next year.
There you go.
Next year. They're going to suck all kinds of tail. And the fact that they were even as good as they were this year was just because they had a better head coach. But we know he's a one-hit wonder, just like we know their quarterback's a one-hit wonder, just like we know that defense without Devin Lloyd next year.
Oh, we can all agree on Cam Newton being terrible. Absolutely.
Look at Bryce.
We can all agree on that one.
Yeah,
The Jets, Browns, and Raiders are always suspect. I'm glad you bring them up. Jets, Browns, and Raiders. They're in a lot of trouble. I think so. I think the Jets, Browns, and Raiders, even with the Raiders getting Clint Kubiak, who I think is a great hire, by the way. And I was talking to my son-in-law, or my future son-in-law, about this morning. So Clint Kubiak is going to be a first-time head coach. And if you are a first-time NFL head coach, how do you legitimately feel about drafting a rookie quarterback? It could go one or two ways. One, you're bringing in a fresh mind that you can mold in the offense that you want. But then on the flip side, and this was the part that I was talking to him about, if it goes bad, you know they're not going to blame the quarterback. They're going to blame you. That's the way I look at it. If it goes bad with Mendoza, they're not going to blame Mendoza. They're going to blame Kubiak. I think so too, Felix. I think trading that pick away would be a good idea because it gives them more to rebuild that team. But on the flip side, it all depends on what the owner of them want. How many franchise quarterbacks have the Jets, Browns, and Raiders drafted in their entire existence?
Whoa.
Not many. Well, yeah, no, not many. Not many. But how many head coaches have they gone through? And I'm not sold that Mendoza is a franchise quarterback. He had one good year in college. One. And now he's supposed to be the savior of the Raiders? How? I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand how they think Mendoza is going to come in and completely turn around the Raiders. I'm not even sold on Ty. I'm really not sold on any quarterback in this year's draft. I'm not. I think this is a very weak class when it comes to quarterbacks. I think this is the draft you want to build up to go get a quarterback in the future years. But this, I just don't see it.
And how we know that some of these draft picks that Mel Kiper is hyping up, that the owners and general managers might change their mind and on the quarterback or the running back and draft defense. Right.
On the Broncos.
I get he is the projected number one draft pick. I get that. But that does not mean he's going to come in and turn your team around. Again, if Carson Beck, again, these are big ifs. If Carson Beck did not have a horrible second quarter, and if there wasn't a punt that was blocked for a touchdown, Indiana does not win that game.
Nope.
That's 100% facts.
My opinion, the best player in this year's draft in the first round is Jordan Love. Or Jeremiah Love, I mean.
Sir.
Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame.
Oh, man.
I would take Jeremiah Love.
I keep hearing the Saints talking about they might draft them before Kansas City put their hand get them.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, coming from a Chiefs fan, I don't want Jeremiah Love in Kansas City.
Now, I think you guys are going to get Breece Hall.
That's what I'm saying. We have so many running backs in free agency coming up that we could easily go out and get. But in my opinion, if you haven't been keeping up, we got Trent McDuffie. He's a free agent, and he's
they picked up his 5th-year option. I just seen that the other day. They might use him as trade bait, just whatever other team wanted. They just picked up his 5th-year option. He's not no free agent. If they move on from him, it might be through a trade. They picked up he's not a free agent. They picked up his 5th-year option.
Right now, according to CBS mock drafts, they have Dallas at number 12 taking Jeremiah Love.
Is Kansas City's either going to take an edge rusher out of Miami or Caleb Downs, a safety out of Ohio State?
Neither one. They have them taking
Neither one
Keldrick Falk edge out of Auburn.
out of Auburn.
Yeah, that's who the stat. Now again, this is CBS's mock draft from yesterday.
Yeah, I get you.
Let's see here. They have. Hold on. Bain going to Tennessee at 4 out of Miami. And
Remember Bain?
they have Francis Mawigoa, offensive tackle out of Miami, going to Arizona. They have Cardinal Tate, Ohio State, going to the Browns, wide receiver. Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, Arizona State, going to the Saints. Caleb Downs, safety out of Ohio State, going to the Bengals.
If the Bengals get him, they got a scary backfield on defense.
We didn't work on that offensive line.
Ty Simpson out of Alabama at number 13, going to the Rams. I don't know if I keep hearing that if Kyler Murray gets cut, he's going to baseball. That's what I keep hearing, Felix. Is he's going to baseball. Let's see here. Who else do they got? Caden McDonald, Ohio State, Baltimore. Let's see. Caleb Lomu, offensive tackle, going to the Jets at number 16 with their second first-round pick. Micaiah Lemon, wide receiver, USC, going to Carolina at 19. Sony Styles, linebacker, Ohio State, going number 20 to the Cowboys with their pick from Green Bay. Zachariah Branch, wide receiver, Georgia, going to the Eagles at 23. Lee Hunter, defensive lineman, Texas Tech, going to the Browns at 24 from Jacksonville. That was their pick. Casey Concepcion, wide receiver, Texas A&M, going to Buffalo at 26. Kenyon Sadiq, tight end, Oregon, going 28 to the Texans. That's actually kind of way down the draft pick I had for him. I don't think he falls to 28. That one is shocking. Denzel.
No, a lot of people.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
A lot of people got him following that part that I was reading yesterday.
Mr. Madison, I'm not a big fan of what the Steelers have done. Denzel Boston, wide receiver, Washington, going to the Broncos at 30. Akeem Mesidor, defensive lineman, Miami, going to the Patriots at 31. And Emmanuel Pregin, Oregon, going to the Seahawks at 32. No, I'm not. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers comes back. Do you go with Will Howard? Do you draft another quarterback? Do you try to bring Aaron Rodgers back? It's
Guys, I will see y'all later. My birthday is tomorrow, so I'm going to try to get some stuff ready for tomorrow.
all right, brother. Have a great day. Happy early birthday, my friend.
Thank you.
So, I mean, you look at this draft again. I am either quarterback. I'm not keen on Mendoza, Simpson as first round picks. I'm not. Let's pull up let's pull up Mendoza real quick. See what they have him graded
You
out
see
at.
that Kyler Murray possibly may go into Miami?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen Miami. I've seen Pittsburgh. Hold on, I'm trying to pull up Mendoza's stats here. Here we go. All right, so they grade Mendoza 75% at defense reading. His release speed is 92%, short 90%, medium 99%, long range passing 100%. I don't see how that is whatever. Rush scrambling 79%. They give him a 3-star grade. The player comparison: Jackson Dart 85%, Bo Nix 78%, Cam Ward 77%. There's nobody that hopes the Raiders or Jets don't take a quarterback that more than Mendoza. Very true. Trade Will Howard to the Jets. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, why are you going to trade a second-year quarterback to the Jets? I don't see I don't see the plus side to that. So, well, let's say the Jets and the Raiders don't take a quarterback number 1 and number 2. Then that means he could fall to number 3 to the Arizona Cardinals. So, if Mendoza doesn't go number 1 overall, if he doesn't go number 2, then that would fall to the Cardinals at number 3. And right now, they have the Cardinals, I think, taking an offensive lineman at number 3. Yeah, tackle out of Miami. I mean, could the Raiders go for Reese out of Ohio State at number 1? I really don't know. I really don't know where these players could end up. I mean,
Hey, Armchair.
yes, sir.
Ain't Will Howard behind Aaron Rodgers?
No, Will Howard is actually their number 3 quarterback.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'd start him. Yeah, I'd probably get rid of Aaron Rodgers and start him.
Roddy, I kind of figured that Pickens was going to stay in Dallas, but here's the deal. When you look at it, they're going to have to franchise tag him until they can get a deal done. The franchise tag is $29 million I believe this year for wide receivers. The Cowboys are $31.3 million over the salary cap. CeeDee Lamb's cap hit is 38.4. Dax is 74 mil. So you're gonna have to get the money. Then you could do the franchise tag, put yourself 60 million over the cap, and then try to work on these other players to lower their cap hits to get yourself above the cap. Jordan, yes. According to Pro Football Talk, the Raiders have talked about trading for Lamar Jackson. Felix, I agree. The transfer portals and the NIL deals have made drafting players harder because players that could come out stay because of the money. I'm having a pretty good day. How about you, brother? How's Australia's weather? I'm not even going to watch the halftime show. I normally don't. I normally don't watch the halftime shows. I really, when it comes to the Super Bowl, outside of the game, I look more forward to the commercials than anything else. Outside of the game, I'm more in it for the commercials. I love watching the Super Bowl, but then my second part of the Super Bowl is the game, or is the commercials.
Do you think with the Olympics also opening, that it's gonna?
Well, I mean, they're both on NBC, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Good morning, Armchair and everybody else. Hey,
Good morning.
Cisco Mendoza. I'm looking at it as he can. I think he can develop in the league. I think that he can be in the league, and I compare him a lot to one Sam Darnold. If Sam Darnold can develop, he can be on the Jets and find a path to the Super Bowl. I think that Mendoza absolutely can be successful in the league.
I think so too, but you have way more problems on the Raiders than just a quarterback problem. Way more. They don't have an offensive coordinator yet because technically Kubiak cannot be hired until Monday because he's coaching in the Super Bowl. So he has not had time, or he's not really allowed to hire offense or defensive coordinators yet until after the Super Bowl, since he is a coach in the Super Bowl. He's not even allowed to be hired until after the Super Bowl.
Sure. But if you're looking at a friendly situation, and that's the exact reason why I brought up Sam Darnold, if he's able to call plays to make that team successful with Sam Darnold, I think that maybe he's able to call plays to keep the Raiders successful with having other pieces like Austin Ginty
What kit?
and Brock Bowers, and they develop
the power wire
their line
has
on the
that
run.
fuse up under the hood.
Yeah.
That blew. So it's there's nothing wrong with anything else. That's the only thing that happened was that blew. And then I'll be able to send their money tonight, and she'll have to pull it off cash out.
You don't even have to pay it back. You need, did you look in my boxes out there in the garage? I have a ton of fuses.
It's some like weird little swivel.
Oh, here.
Swivel fuse.
That's my number for it.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
And then
The deep rating. What's up?
I guess whenever you get off live later, you want to help me put the rock lights in?
Sure. So the Raiders defense isn't bad, Ronnie. No, it's you don't have an interior offensive line. You went out and drafted Ashton Ginty, who did run for over 1,000 yards, but also he has the most contact in the backfield than any other running back in the NFL. On top of that, just think of how many more rushing yards he would have if, as soon as he was handed the ball, he wasn't getting hit in the backfield. They need center help. They need guard help. I think they're going to need a wide receiver help, especially trading Jacoby Myers away. So, yeah, there is a lot.
Yeah, I think that if you end up with
The Bills already have a head coach. They promoted their offensive coordinator to head coach. The Bills promoted their offensive coordinator to their head coach position last week. Oh, no, Felix, I agree. Last year's running back class was way better. Marion Hampton, Ashton Ginty, Travion Henderson.
Armchair, did you see that Davis Webb's going to be calling plays?
No, I have not seen that yet.
Yeah, Ben DiNucci, the third string quarterback, said that he assumes 100% that he's going to have a lot more say than any offensive coordinator has with Sean Payton.
Well, I had read yesterday that the four teams that
Play calling, right?
wanted to hire him as their offensive coordinator said that they were going to give him full control.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Well, right now, the reason why you haven't seen anything on your FYP page is everybody's FYP page on TikTok is messed up. Everybody's. With the crash that happened last Sunday and the sell of TikTok, every single person's FYP page is all messed up. Every person's.
Oh, sorry, I didn't catch what your Super Bowl pick is. So who do you think's going to win?
I got the Seattle Seahawks by 10.
How do you think the Seattle Seahawks are going to be a team with a top 5 quarterback of all time?
Who has a top 5 quarterback of all time?
Drake May.
Don't listen to this guy. He's a rage baiter armchair. He did this earlier.
That's all right. It's okay. I'm going to tell you right now, he's not a top 5 quarterback of all time. Bo Nix isn't even a top 5 quarterback of all time. Come back to me in 3 years and we'll talk about it.
Well, hold up. Drake May's bones are made of glass.
Uh-huh. And he also has a ball control problem.
Does he, though?
6 fumbles, 3 lost in 2 games. I think so.
Yeah.
I would not want my quarterback to have an average of 3 fumbles in a game.
Is it really a problem, though, if you're winning?
Yeah, it is. It is, because let's look at the wins. You go against a team that has an offensive line that they bought from IKEA the day before. You're going up against another team that has one of the most turnover quarterbacks in the NFL in 2025. And CJ Stroud, who, by the way, I still am very fond of because I like CJ Stroud. And then you go up against another team who does not have their first string quarterback, their second string wide receiver, their third string wide receiver, their first string running back, their first string center, or their first string safety.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I look at it, I'm a huge fan. And if you want to rage bait me, you can try. It's not going to work unless you piss me off. But I love Mike Vrabel. I think that was the worst idea the Tennessee Titans ever did, was firing Mike Vrabel. I did not understand the firing. I did not understand why the Titans never allowed Vrabel to build what he wanted to build in Tennessee. I love that he went to the Browns. It was either the Browns or the Bengals for a year as a consultant. And when the Patriots announced that they were hiring him as their head coach, I thought that was the greatest move that Robert Kraft had done outside of drafting Tom Brady. Because Mike Vrabel was going home. And then when they announced that they were bringing back Josh McDaniels, who is an absolutely horrible head coach, but one of the greatest offensive coordinators in modern NFL history, I thought it was good. But I do not give any quarterback that has not played in the year or in the league under 5 years any top 5 greatest nothing. I don't. Because you haven't proven anything. You haven't. Bo Nix hasn't. Drake May hasn't. CJ Stroud hasn't. They haven't.
Wait, what do you think about Sean Payton firing his whole staff?
I was okay with it. I've been one of those Bronco fans all year that wanted Davis Webb to be promoted to offensive coordinator and take over play calling, because he has more of a connection with Bo Nix than Lombardi did as offensive coordinator.
I don't think Bo Nix was happy about it.
Yeah, he was.
He didn't sound like it.
No, he wasn't happy about Sean Payton and some of the things Payton said about him, his health. But the whole Davis Webb, he loved them promoting Davis Webb to offensive coordinator. Bo Nix has great respect for Davis Webb. He even came out and said that he is the kind of coach that is open and talking to and is understanding. Because you got to remember, only 3 years ago, Davis Webb was a quarterback in the NFL.
Exactly. Why is he an OC already?
Why not? Why not? I mean, look at all these young guys. I am older than Sean May, who just had his team, who's a Super Bowl winning head coach, by the way, and just had his team in the NFC Championship game. I'm older than him.
Look here's my problem with it, though. It's not really anything to do with Davis Webb. It's just the fact that you had the 1 seed You
Okay.
made the championship game.
Uh-huh.
And you could argue you only lost it because you lost your starting quarterback.
Well, it was more than just
Like,
him,
why
but
not
go
just run
ahead.
it back with the same staff.
No. It wasn't just, everybody wants to say it was just on Bo Nix. If Bo Nix was in that game, do we have a better chance of winning? We absolutely do, and we probably do win that game. But when you go into that game and after the first drive, they tell you that, oh, Pat Bryant's out and is not coming back. Troy Franklin's out and not coming back. So now you're with little Jordan Humphreys, Marvin Mims, Cortland Sutton, and a guy we just signed the day before. We were all under the impression that J.K. Dobbins was going to be back, but he wasn't, which really hurt this team because you're going with a rookie running back, R.J. Harvey, McLaughlin, I'm sorry, and Travis Bidet, who I'm not a big fan of at all.
But I feel like that just kind of proves my point even further. Like, you guys were extremely injured.
I know, I'm agreeing.
So why not just run it back with the same staff? You guys had a very successful season. Why are you making changes? Why fix what's not broke?
Because the reason why you make the change, and you see this a lot in the NFL, you have an up-and-coming coordinator, right? You know that he's going to be gone unless you promote him, right? You see this a lot in the NFL. You'll see promotions of coordinators or position coaches being promoted because they don't want to lose that coach. They don't want to lose what that person can do for the team, so to say.
But you guys it's not like you guys just changed that one coordinator position. You guys changed a lot of skill position coaches.
We changed two. We changed two.
Yeah.
That's it. Two. You changed your offensive coordinator and you changed your quarterback coach. That was it. We kept our defensive coordinators.
And Davis Webb is a young OC. He's probably one of the youngest.
Well, the whole thing with Jarrett Mayo, Felix, is that was in his contract. A lot of people don't know that. When it comes to Jarrett Mayo, that was in his contract with Robert Kraft. Was that he was in his contract was stated that if they got rid of Bill Belichick, he was to be named the head coach for a minimum of 1 year. That was in Jarrett Mayo's contract.
I'm curious to see how the Broncos do next year with Davis Webb as OC, because I think that Sean Payton's in over his skis with that.
No, I do think that I don't think he's over his skis. I just think Sean Payton needs to understand that we're playing football in 2026, not 2009.
Yeah, I dropped it.
My thing about Sean Payton is just like, I think his ego is out of control.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to understand we're playing NFL in 2026, not 2009.
I think that he just like, his head is so fucking big though. He doesn't listen to anyone.
Making a few more stuff.
What's that? I can barely hear you, brother. You're so quiet. I can barely hear you. I think Breece Hall's going to Kansas City. They were in talks of trading for him before the trade deadline. Now that he's a free agent and you don't have to give anything up for him, I think he's going to Kansas City because Kansas City's running backs are free agents anyway. I do think Matthew Stafford wins the MVP tomorrow night.
I know.
Okay, so Armchair, you said something earlier that I found interesting. You said that Dallas may be getting Jeremiah Love.
Well, according to the mock drafts, according to CBS mock draft that was released yesterday, they had the Dallas Cowboys at number 12 taking Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame.
I'm going to put this on record right now. Jeremiah Love will be the worst first-round pick a team can take.
Really?
That's hot.
Yeah, really.
You don't think he's a good running back?
I think
not first round worthy.
No, Jeremiah Love? Are you out of your mind? Or?
He's not a first round running back.
I don't. Have you watched a single Notre Dame game?
Yeah, they play against some of the worst teams in the country.
Oh,
Okay. Now let me kind of like parlay off of that for a minute. We could have said the same thing about Ashton Genty at Boise State last year.
Look, first of all, Ashton Genty ran for like 200 yards on Oregon, who was the #1 team in the nation.
Yeah, okay, and also look at what Cam Scatterboo did against Texas.
And
But
also,
but
Ashton
you
Genty had about
you said
1,000
well hold on
yards
brother hold on Tito. You said that Notre Dame didn't play anybody, which is true. I mean, if D was on here, that this conversation would have went in a completely different direction because he's a diehard Notre Dame fan. But what I'm bringing up is look at Boise State, who I absolutely love. By the way, I love their blue field. But in the conference that they play in, they really don't play anybody either.
I can explain that though. Like the difference is, first of all, Ashton Genty ran for like 1,000 more yards than Jeremiah Love. Second of all, Jeremiah Love's offensive line is way better than the D lines that they're going against. It's not like Boise State has an O line that's like way better than the D lines they're going against. Like no, Ashton Genty still has to work for those yards. He's not just running through wide open gaps.
Okay, let me ask you this question. If you don't think, and let's take out the rounds real quick. Let's take out 1 through 7. What team do you see would be beneficial to help Jeremiah Love to succeed in the NFL? Not to say you want him to fail. What team could he go to that could help him succeed?
Yeah, that's a good question. Honestly, like somewhere like the Vikings.
Okay, I could see that. That would with Kevin O'Connell. I like that. I was even looking at New Orleans.
I don't want us to take him.
I was looking at New Orleans.
I don't think so.
Well, I look at it because of Kellen Moore. No, I don't think KC. I had thought about it. The only way, in my opinion, Kansas City does it is if they don't sign Breece Hall or Travis Etienne, somebody like that in free agency. If the Chiefs do not sign Pacheco or Hunt back or Breece Hall or Etienne or somebody, then I could see them taking Jeremiah Love in the first round.
My problem with Jeremiah Love is he's not a bell cow back. Like you can't line him up and give him the ball 20 times a week.
Yeah, I agree, but are we really doing that anymore in the NFL? Look at all these teams that are going to dual back systems.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why you don't spend a first round pick on a guy who's not going to be your bell cow.
I understand. I get you, brother. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. But what I'm trying to say is if you don't take him in the first round, if he falls in your lap and you don't take him, even though you're going to be running a dual back system, the team that comes after you who's running a dual back system is going to take him. Now, who is your team, Tito? Who is your team?
Vikings.
Okay, you're a Minnesota Vikings fan. Right now, I would be more worried about getting a quarterback than a running back if I was a Vikings and trying to hold on to Justin Jefferson, who I absolutely love, by the way. I think he was one of the best.
We're going to get both, but we're going to take a corner in the first round.
No, quarterback.
Oh, we're not getting it. We're not drafting a quarterback.
No. I'm not saying draft one. They're in a quarterback in this draft that I would want anyway. I read an article this morning from by what's his name, Alec Lewis. That
we're gonna run it back with JJ.
Hold on. I read an article this morning by Alec Lewis that says that the Minnesota Vikings would do anything to acquire a quarterback like Joe Burrow.
Not going to happen.
Well, I'm not saying they're going to get Joe Burrow, but again, this was just an article I read. That's why I report on it. I report on articles that I read coming out of all these teams, and so
that's any team though.
Huh?
I mean, the one thing you got to look into, and a lot of people really aren't, is what's going on in Baltimore. What's going on in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson?
The problem is, like, we have JJ, so like we're gonna run back with him. He's on a cheap contract. Like, we can build a team around him.
Go. I've got until next month until I'm completely out of it.
What are you talking about?
So I get, you know, you had JJ didn't play his first year. He only played 9 games last year.
Hello? You got the ticket?
Can you kick this guy?
It's not a kick. It's not a kick.
So I don't want to give up on JJ. I really don't. I was a huge JJ supporter going into this year. I didn't think he was going to get injured as much as he did. But I don't know. You fired your general manager.
He got fired for other reasons.
Oh, I know he did. I trust me, I know he did. And one of them was the Sam Darnold deal.
It's not even the main reason.
Yeah, that's probably one of the main, if not the main. But there was, yeah, that.
I can tell you the main reason.
I'm the
main reason is he wasn't showing up for work.
If you were the Vikings, all video, what?
I would try to get Ty Simpson to back up JJ McCarthy because I would get Ty Simpson and Mike.
We're not gonna be drafting high enough to get Ty Simpson.
You're right. They're saying Ty Simpson's is a first round quarterback going number 12 to the Rams. That's what CBS projects him at. And I disagree with that wholeheartedly, but that's just me.
The dog going number 7 to the Jets, and he dropped to 5th round.
I mean, you have Nussmeier, you have Klubnik.
Here's what I wouldn't mind the Vikings doing. If the Vikings want to draft him, if Carson Beck is still out there and they want to draft Carson Beck, and if JJ gets injured, they want to throw in Carson Beck, who played 7 years of college. I think that's a suitable backup.
Carson Beck will be there. I think they're projecting Beck to be a late 2nd, early 3rd round draft pick.
Look, if the Vikings want to take him in the 3rd round and use him as a backup plan for JJ, I think that's fair.
I wouldn't disagree with that at all.
Because I think he's someone who can come in who is NFL ready. Because he had so many reps in college. He played so many games. And, like, as a Vikings fan, I don't really want to draft a developmental project.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I don't want to draft someone who is like Ty Simpson, who doesn't have all that many snaps in college.
It would work. I mean,
that one of taking.
But yeah, because who do they have you guys projected to take in the 1st round per yesterday?
Like, we have a team that's ready to win now.
I wouldn't go that far, but you're close.
I think you will go like 10 and 7.
All right, they have you guys taking Jermod McCoy, cornerback out of Tennessee at 18.
Yeah, I think that's who we'll take.
Let me pull up your next year. See how you guys are looking on the cap.
Hey, Armchair.
Yes, sir.
Who do you see the Broncos going after in free agency?
Let me hold on. The Vikings are $40.6 million over the cap for going into next year. Who do I think the Broncos should be going after in free agency? I'm looking at on the offense side. I wouldn't mind Kyle Pitts, David Njoku, Breece Hall. I don't think there's a wide receiver I would rather go draft for wide receiver. And then on the defensive side, possibly linebacker, maybe another safety in free agency. I don't think there's too big of splashes you have to do. But when it
You
comes,
guys might be able to trade.
All right,
for a wide
let me
receiver.
ask you this, Armchair. So if I'm Brees Hall and I'm going through free agency and I'm like looking at Kansas City and Denver, if you're Brees Hall, what would be a better situation for you? The Broncos, even though they came up short in AFC division, knowing they're going to go back next year, and Kansas City doing what they got, where are you going with that?
well, when you're talking about those two teams, I'm looking at who's going to give me the better contract. Because you got Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, boom, biggest selling point right there for any player when it comes to Kansas City. You're going to be playing with Patrick Mahomes. When you look at the Denver Broncos, yeah, you go. We were a couple players short of making it to a Super Bowl. Then it'll come to, okay, who's going to give me more money? And when I talk about more money, it's not contract wise. It's who's going to give me more guaranteed money. You know, is one team going to offer me a 2-year, $20 million deal with $15 million guaranteed, or is the other team going to offer me a 2-year, $20 million deal with $18 million guaranteed? What's going on, P. Brady?
I'll tell you
I
right
feel
now,
like
if I'm the Broncos or the Chiefs, I don't really want Brees Hall.
Well, I'm just saying that's how it would work.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying I don't think he's that big of a steal like in free agency. Like he's an average running back.
You tripping or?
He's nothing special, man.
The number one person in free agency.
Pass rush running back. Who's on his
What's your feelings on the Bears?
The Bears.
Scored like his ACL. He's already done, serious injuries in his career.
My feeling on the Bears is, number one, coach has got to quit going for it. When you got points on the board, you take the points. Number two, you're in the right where you need to be. Your offense played really good. Maybe a couple pieces here or there. Your defense is pretty good. What's up, Matthew? What's up, son? You're where you want to be. You should have won that game. The Bears should have won that game, but you left 9 points on the field. The Broncos, even with all of their problems, could have won that game, but they left points on the field. You can't do that. My neck is okay. Like I said, I've got about another half a month to a month with this thing.
Hunter, get up here.
So
if I'm a team, I'm not interested in paying $10 million a year for Brees Hall.
hold on, let me look up what they're saying his market value is before we throw out numbers.
Brees Hall $5 million a year. I'm not giving him.
I know Jones will want 3 years, $90 million. That's what he wants, but he's only gonna get 2 years.
So
$36 million.
According to Spot Track, which is the only I watch UFL, love it. It's 10.3 mil a year. That's what Brees Hall's market value is. 10.3 mil a year.
Yeah, I'm not interested in giving him anything more than 5.
He's a bad running back, right?
Let's see
He's
here.
not a good running back.
Where is he?
He's injury prone.
10.3 million, but he's a bad running back.
Kenneth Walker, who's also a free agent, his availability or his market value is 8.3.
Yeah, I would rather have Kenneth Walker.
Well, so would I. But I seriously doubt Seattle lets them go, especially if they win a Super Bowl.
So what does it tell you about these market values, though? They're kind
You
of
would rather
bullshit.
have Kenneth Walker over Brees Hall.
I would, yeah, because he's.
I like Kenneth Walker because he's a running back that can break a tackle and he knows how to run through the gaps. He's a gap running back, and I love gap running backs. I absolutely do. I love running backs that are not afraid to go through the tackles and up the gaps. Meaning you're running through the tackles. And he's a little
I think
bigger
the
than Brees Hall. But again, I think that's a moot point anyway.
Kenneth Walker and Brees Hall have virtually the same stats.
And I think it's a no point anyway, because I seriously doubt the Seattle Seahawks allow Kenneth Walker to walk in free
The
agency.
problem with Brees Hall, I'll say it again, it's the injury history. Like when you're a running back who has an injury history, you're not
K9
worth
has an
anything.
injury history.
I'd say so does K9. What?
What was K9's worst injury?
K9 typically, this is his first year fully healthy.
Well, what was his worst injury?
They're predicting the crowd will only be 10% Patriots fans and 70% Seahawks fans.
Well, it doesn't matter. I don't know if you guys looked at the prices of these tickets. I seriously doubt if there's any true football fan going to this damn Super Bowl with how expensive these tickets are.
No, it's a corporate thing.
It's a corporate thing.
7K.
It is absolutely ridiculous. The nosebleed section, the cheapest ticket I found was $9,000.
But I know,
Hey, everybody.
but I know if you're like a season ticket holder of the Seahawks or Patriots, they were giving away 1,000 tickets to all those season ticket members.
No, they're not giving nothing away. No. That's just you get the first go. They give nothing away. Because the reason why is players that are playing in this game have to buy tickets for their families. They don't get in for free. The players have to pay for those tickets, even though they're playing in the damn game.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give none of these tickets away.
It's just a corporate
I
event.
think there was a number thrown out there. Travis Kelce spent like 80 mil.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't give nothing away. The only ones that I know of that fans get for free, and I'm talking about fans, is the Fan of the Year award. You get 2 free tickets for every Fan of the Year award. So that's 64 tickets that they give away.
I don't think that this is right. I think if they lower the tickets, I don't even think tickets to the Super Bowl are worth. That'd be $1,000.
Josh, what's your question, brother? I heard you in the background. What you got?
I know y'all probably done already had this discussion topic.
What's up, Risa?
Because it's boiling my blood. Who can you see us picking up, man? And do you think we're going to get rid of Riley Moss?
Riley Moss, possibly. I think we could go after Kyle Pitts or David Njoku.
You need to pick up a better quarterback.
Hi, son. Good morning. How are you today?
2?
Guys, this is my son. I'll get any given Monday is my son. He's coming in here to try to give me crap. Even though I'm rooting for his team on Sunday.
Y'all could have had Sam Darnold.
Oh, hell, we could have.
But we don't want him. We don't want Sam Darnold.
That's too late.
You don't want Super Bowl winner Sam Darnold?
No, we don't want Sam Darnold.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
But you think the Super Bowl tickets are bad? We all know that WWE is scripted. Did you know that WrestleMania tickets to sit right by the ring guard is $75,000 a seat?
That's ridiculous.
$75,000.
To watch a movie.
There you go.
Like some things are so out. Like who would pay $1? Like if you see an NFL ticket for $1 in regular season, would you buy that ticket or would you pass on it? Or $1?
Hey, any given. I just wanted to tell you, certain quarterbacks can't go with certain coaches. You know that, huh? So you saying that we should have took Sam Darnold. He might not fit good in Peyton offense.
Well, to be fair, he said
Sam Donald's good in any offense.
No, he's not.
No, he's not, son.
Other than the Jets. But who's good, who's good in the Jets offense?
There you go. That's what I was literally about to say. Was who's good in the Jets?
The reason why the Jets have so high of a cap space, they traded away everybody. Nobody wants to play anymore.
Oh, that's 100% true. 100% true. They traded away pretty much everybody. They got 5 first and second round draft picks this year, 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the first next year, 2 in the second next year. They got a ton of cap space. They just hired a new offensive coordinator, Frank Wright, who was the former Colts head coach.
Quarterback to start.
They still have Justin Fields under contract.
Did you hear about this?
Bro, they need to draft a future quarterback.
But who? You're the only quarterback. I'm sorry, and I don't even think he's worth it. But the only quarterback in this draft, kind of worth a first round pick, is Mendoza, and I don't even think he's worth the number 1 overall. Ty Simpson is not a first round draft pick quarterback.
But the thing is we don't know how they're gonna turn out in the NFL though. We already seen late quarterbacks bloom.
But okay, Josh.
But you need to build your team before you draft a quarterback.
Do you want them to draft that?
You just not hear all the picks that they just have coming?
Say that again?
About the picks they have in the next 2 years.
Yeah, and then the draft after that, get a quarterback.
Because next year's draft for quarterback is way better.
Stuck in the same thing they do every year. We're going to draft this quarterback. He's going to get destroyed behind the team, and his confidence is going to be gone, and we're going to be on to the next quarterback.
And then again, in number 2, your head coach is a defensive-minded guy.
Yeah.
I get it. You brought in Frank Wright, former head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, but that's still, I don't know.
Just go draft some offensive line. I came up with the idea to save the Pro Bowl.
To do what about the Pro Bowl? Get rid of it? Yeah, I agree.
To save it, put it on the 4th of July.
You can't.
You can't do that.
You can't because you're right in the off-season training. Mandatory mini camps happen in May and June, and then your actual mini camps happen in July. You can't have it.
We will be building this put it as a preseason game, the Pro Bowl.
No, they need to move it back to after the Super Bowl like they used to have it.
Yeah, they should have it right after the Super Bowl. They shouldn't have it before.
It should be the weekend after the Super Bowl like it used to be, back before the Super Bowl had a bye week. The Super Bowl used to not have a bye week. And then they decided to give the Super Bowl a bye week, move the Pro Bowl in between it, back when they still played an actual game, and then they kept it that way and then changed it to what we have now. But the Super Bowl, there used to not be a bye week between the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl. The AFC NFC Championship game, the following weekend was the Super Bowl. But then they decided to give a bye week.
I think if they're just going to do the flag football Pro Bowl, they should just throw it out of the ocean and get rid of that idea.
I think they need to get rid of the flag football and just stick with the competitions. I think that would be more entertaining.
Yeah.
I've said it for a while. Bring back the field goal kicking competition. Bring back the coffin corner punt competitions. Bring back the deep ball throw competition with the quarterbacks and all of that.
And you don't have to have a game. You can just have it.
Just have the competitions.
It'd be more fun, to be honest with you.
But I just think it would be better if they do it in they're not in the Super Bowl city, but in a small market.
It wasn't in the Super Bowl city. It was in Vegas yesterday. It wasn't in Santa Clara. It was in Vegas.
I thought it was in San Francisco in the convention center.
I'm pretty sure it was in Vegas.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't either.
I didn't either.
I totally forgot about it.
And another thing, why the hell was it on a Tuesday night? So people purposely didn't watch it? They're like, my NCIS Indianapolis is on. I'd rather watch that over a Pro Bowl.
Why wasn't it on the Sunday? That doesn't make any sense.
Nobody can give a legitimate answer why.
Because I think they wanted to do the part of. Yeah, I did see that.
I mean, you're doing it during the week of Radio Row for the Super Bowl, which makes 0 sense.
The reason why I think it was in San Francisco is I remember correctly reading the announcement that they put it in some convention center.
It was in a convention center, and it was absolutely horrible.
I don't know why football should be played in a convention center.
You had the Arena League that used to be played in hockey rings. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of.
I mean, it like decently makes sense to do a convention center because of all the skill competitions they need to have and stuff like that.
And the skill competitions were done in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
That's another thing. If you're going to do this crap, better plan it. Because, I didn't see it on any network or the skill competitions. I just got updates on Twitter about them.
I was at dinner. I'm out west, but I was at dinner, and then I'm like, wait a minute, what is that? And it's the Pro Bowl, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm sure people saw that on the TV. They're like, this must be a rerun from Sunday.
It was a joke. It was a legitimate joke. It really was. I miss the days when it was in Hawaii. I do. Now, maybe when Hawaii opens up their new stadium for their college team, they'll move it back. I doubt it, but I miss it in Hawaii. Just having it in Hawaii made it more fun.
Gives the incentive for players to go.
Really care about the Pro Bowl anymore, which is fine. They play 17 games.
Right. Nobody cares about the Pro Bowl.
I'd rather just not have a Pro Bowl. Like we had Shedeur Sanders and Joe Flacco.
Yeah, we had Joe Burrow's backup and Joe Burrow's backup.
What up, Smir? How you been?
What's up, Nick?
Last time I was here it was the greatest, but hey, I'm happy that you seem like you're doing very well.
I'm doing pretty good.
Man, I love the all the stuff behind you.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
I was sick last week. Was it last week that this happened? I don't even know what you guys are talking about because I wasn't on here any day last week because I was sick as a dog.
I'm gonna buy a JSN jersey, bro, for the Super Bowl.
You're going to wear your JSN jersey?
I thought he said he was going to buy it.
Well, I would hold off because I keep hearing horrible reviews on the Super Bowl jerseys you can buy.
Coming out of the woodworks.
What's that?
Oh.
I've seen some pictures of some pretty bad quality jerseys.
They are horrible.
Oh, so they had those jerseys available at Seals. Where I live, I found it. It was like horrible quality, and I'm like, who's going to pay $160 for it?
Fanatics has really disappointed me this year. Because you got to remember, Fanatics is owned by Nike. Nike does all the memorabilia. And the AFC NFC Championship hats were a joke. The sideline caps were a joke. The Super Bowl jerseys you can buy are a joke. The quality is so bad.
It happened with MLB. I like these MLB jerseys. They're not even stitching the numbers and for the players. For baseball jerseys anymore. They just idle the jerseys on and sell them for $165.
Well, it's like, okay, so the Zach Allen jersey I bought last year for over $100 was the painted on numbers and the painted on name. I remember about 15 years ago, those jerseys would cost you $50 to $70 depending on the size. $100 were the ones that were the replicas with the sewn on numbers and names, and then the officials were around 300. Now they completely changed.
Chair, my Cerule jersey for them is gonna be it's only 160. It's gonna be like official ones. It's actually really nice, honestly. It's I think they're running like all black or like a really dark navy. So I was like, all right, I'll buy this jersey because it's one of my favorite receivers in the league.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Ray? That's the reason why I went with this hat this year over the sideline hat, because the sideline hats were horrible.
I need to give you one of them hats. I saw the worst piece of crap that I ever saw in the history of man yesterday. This Pro Bowl thing.
Yeah, it really was terrible. We were just talking about it.
I'm like, how do you, like, first of all, if you're gonna do something like this, make it about the fans. The fact that you had it where there was there could be no fans there.
Yep, and wasn't the Pro Bowl supposed to be a fan event?
Yes. Yes.
And they did all of the competition the night before, late at night, where nobody was there.
And that's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't know what is up with Roger Goodell. I get it. He's all about the money. Love him or hate the man. Roger Goodell is going nowhere. As long as that guy is still bringing in over $30 billion a year to the NFL, he is going absolutely nowhere. Absolutely nowhere.
I agree with that, Zach. And I'm happy as you're posting the highlight, as you're posting the whole, as you're doing the live on YT and here, and that's nice that you can look back at what was said if you liked what was said. So I appreciate you doing that.
What all videos? What did you say, brother?
I was thanking you for doing it on YT because they saved the recording.
Oh yeah. I'm enjoying doing it on the Red app as well as on this app.
Now, I was surprised about one thing yesterday. I was surprised about Garrett Bowles. I didn't know he loved the chocolate. I was like, wow, that's his wife. I was like, the man loves the chocolate. I was like,
if I were the Seahawks, how would I prepare for the Patriots? Easy. I got to make Drake May as uncomfortable as possible in that pocket. I've got to show that he can fumble that ball more than 6 times, like he's done in 2 games.
Dude, him against good defenses, he has only like 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and 5 fumbles.
6 fumbles. 6.
Oh, we're putting Bell.
Oh, 6? Oh, thank you.
6 fumbles and 16 sacks.
Drake May does his greatest work when Stevenson and Henderson are able to do their work. So if you can shut them down,
Well, Seattle's the best rush defense in the league.
They make good defenses look really good. Always. Like, every time they've played, I've seen a good defense, they struggle every time and barely can win. Like, that championship game is the most terrible one I've seen. Like, you guys literally had an injured defense.
If Sam Darnold turns the ball over, the Seahawks are in trouble. That is one thing that Sam Darnold cannot do. He has to play mistake-free football like he's been playing this postseason. It has to be mistake-free football.
Mistake-free football. He's going to play smart.
I mean, 1 turnover isn't going to cost you anything, but if it's over 2, you're in trouble.
He ain't gonna. I know.
I have the Seahawks winning 38-24.
I have them winning by 10. That's what I have them winning by.
Yeah, they're winning by 10. There's no way.
I don't think it's going to be such a blowout victory. I could see the Seahawks winning by 10.
I'd love the Patriots get blown out. All that glaze this year, it's the go round, like, honestly. It's ridiculous.
Oh, don't worry. We've already had a couple of them in here today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Drake May's so good.
Yep, I've had those.
Yeah, imagine if all 3 of the teams he played had actual elite offenses, like better offenses, more better receivers. I mean, they would have been. Like, if your guys' team can play better, say you had a way better running back. Say you guys had Breece Hall. And let's say Breece Hall is good because look at what he does for the Jets.
It depends on who Vegas wants to win. There you go.
Yeah,
Basically.
and I think it's the
Let's say
Seahawks win.
how the Patriots lose is the Seahawks run game runs all over the defense.
I could see that happening.
I can see it happening too. K9, absolutely. That offensive line could absolutely bully the Patriots' defensive line. And what's very concerning is the left side of the offensive line for the New England Patriots.
Dude, Seattle has like a top 5, and I feel like the Patriots O-line has been mid. It's been Drake May just bailing them out barely.
And I think, but if I'm Seattle, I would, if you're down 24-28, hypothetically, second and goal at the 1 yard line.
I know, Jordan.
Throw the ball.
Did you not hear what their coach said? They asked
How
him
many
that question.
times?
He said Marshawn Lynch in the backfield.
Bro, let's say the Patriots could control the first half and then somehow the Seahawks blow up in the second half.
They're
We
not
get better
gonna-
in the second half.
They would have been done by now.
I think the only reason why everybody watches the Super Bowl is the commercials.
Nah, because it's not the commercials anymore because you can just go on the internet and see the commercials.
My old favorite one was Puppy Monkey Baiting.
Maybe it's gonna be like the Seahawks Rams game where it's like,
Hell no, that is not going to be that boring, dude.
That Seahawks-Rams game was really good. And the reason why the Rams lose that game is because they left points on the field. And that's what I tried to say after the NFC Championship game. Instead of going for it on fourth down with 5 minutes left, if the Rams would have kicked the field goal, they still would have been down 31-30. That changes how the Seattle Seahawks would have to play because now you're only down by 1, or you're only up by 1 point instead of 4. So if you play too conservative, a field goal beats you. But being up by 4 points was way different. Teams can start signing free agents on March 11th. The legal tampering period starts March 9th.
help the Bears do better next year after they then kick the
Yeah,
field
so
goal.
March 9th is when we
Cherry,
legally
you know
get
what?
rid of the Russell Wilson money.
Yes, we get. We'll have that money off our deal. I don't know why you got dropped. It's not even allowing you back up, Blake. I just tried to bring you up.
TikTok is kind of being weird the last couple of weeks.
Well, the reason why is because they had that crash last Sunday morning, and they were down for like 4 hours, and then with them being sold, everybody's FYP is completely messed up.
Like I scroll TikTok and I don't even. I have to go to my inbox to see if you're live.
Yeah, a lot. I've been talking with a lot of guys. War Chant, J-Dub, CW Philly, Colts Nation. All of them are having problems. That people aren't seeing when they're live. People aren't getting them on their FYP. None of that.
I hope it's a blowout, KJ.
I have to say, I'm more confident in the Seahawks receivers than the Patriots.
I am too.
You're supposed to be.
Seahawks have all better receivers.
The only name receiver that you have on New England is Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs said he was
Take a picture looking at that goalpost and that confetti drop again because he's getting clamped.
Yeah, it's been buffering bad as well, KG. It'll go good, but it's like the longer you go in your live, it starts buffering and it starts to skip. We had that problem last night when I was on NFL Talk 360 with the guys. We were having the same problem. We had to keep sending out share after share after share to try to get people in.
I think this strategy to get the people to. Nope, I think I'm only supposed to go live for 90 minutes with this until for like another week. That's what they're telling people to do. before the glitches happen.
That's normally when it hits is 90, and I finally I think I found the way to stop getting that flag for unoriginal content. Every day before I do my live, I log completely out of my TikTok studios, and then I log completely back in.
Hey, Armchair, I gotta go in a minute. Can I see them? Are those? Do you have replica Super Bowl rings from when the Broncos won on your hand? I just seen that, and I noticed that.
Yeah, I've got here.
Let me see them, please. Camera's again. All right, let me.
There's.
Oh hell yeah, that's nice. That's when Peyton Manning won, right? Are those? Which one's that?
That's just a 3P, and then I have the actual Super Bowl ring.
Wow, dude, that's the actual one. They let you get them. How much do they cost?
Well, that's a replica. You want to buy a real one, you're gonna spend about $250,000. I ain't that rich.
No, I said replica, like a replica.
Replica. So that replica was $50. And you can still order them. Yeah, the replicas are around $50 to $75.
If you want a real one, you gotta spend
Super Bowl and all that.
If you want a real one, you have to go to some pawn shop in Las Vegas and get it.
Yeah, no, because you got to be really careful because there's two types, and this is what I was telling my future son-in-law this morning. There are actually two types of authentic Super Bowl rings. There's the player's ring, and then there is the coach's ring. The coach's ring is not as valuable or whatever as the player. It even has an insignia on it that says it is a coach's ring over a player's ring. The coach's rings are only worth about 20 grand.
Still a lot of money, but like that's crazy.
But the coaches' rings are the same rings that all
they
the
really
staff
sell the
get.
rings after they win. I don't think no one would do
The
that.
staff gets all the coaches' rings.
Yeah, coaches and staff, they get their own rings. It looks like the same thing. It's just not as whatever as the players' rings.
But the players are actually playing.
Because aren't the wings like 200,000 at the team?
It all depends on what the owner wants on the ring. They range between $100,000 and $250,000 per ring.
And that's something that the owner buys, if I'm correct.
So, but yeah, no, you can go on to, there's actually a couple of different sites that sell, the Dansbury Mint, they sell replica Super Bowl rings.
Interesting.
TikTok Shop sells a replica Super Bowl rings.
But those are like very tiny fakes.
Of course.
I got one of them and they broke on my finger after
Alright, so I
one
just want to pop in and say hi. It's been a minute since I've seen you. I gotta go move a fridge in my house. So.
Have fun with that, brother.
I don't know.
that gives me
PTSD. Very long.
PTSD.
It's gonna be fun.
Yes, sir.
I would bet if I was gonna bet some money right now, I'd probably put like 200 on Davis and get 100 yards in the cutting in the bowl. Is that reasonable or is that like unrealistic as hell?
That's reasonable.
I got a question. Hunter, I got a quick question.
What's up?
If Sam Darnold completes his story, is his story going to be better than Kurt Warner's?
Maybe.
I mean, Lord, if you survive the Jets, I think it has to be, right?
Yeah.
But do you think he would get a movie called Sam Darnold, the Underdog?
No, because of what happened with Kurt Warner. No, not at all.
Because just like last year, the Chiefs were getting called. Oh, they're gonna blow the Eagles out, or the Eagles aren't gonna do it, or they're gonna lose to the Chiefs again. Then the Eagles blew them out of the water. Now everyone's voting the Patriots. So.
Well, if I'm correct.
No, Jeff. Warner was drafted. Warner was drafted by the Green Bay Packers and cut in training camp, and then went to play arena football, and then was signed as a backup by the Rams.
Hey, you need to get my groceries back. That's what he needs to do.
So no. He was now Sam Darnold was the number one, but Warner was drafted by the Green Bay Packers to be a backup to Brett Favre.
Yo, Jared, if I'm correct, if you get cut, don't you get like no money from when they sign you, or do you get all that money?
Well, back then they didn't have guaranteed money like we do now. If you get cut, if you're under a contract and you have guaranteed money, even getting cut, you get your guaranteed money.
That's
But
crazy.
most time, people that
I got the Seattle
drafted
Seahawks.
low in the draft, they don't have a guaranteed contract.
Well, now, so how it works with the rookie deals, they do have guaranteed money, and they also have
First rounders do.
they have what is player protection as well. And now I don't know if that falls under being cut, but I know it falls under being hurt, that their player protection kicks in with their contract. So, but guys, I'm going to call it a day. We've been at this 2 hours, and I'm going to follow videos' advice and not go on too long until they start fixing these bug problems. I hope y'all have a great rest of your Wednesday. Thank you all so much for coming on and hanging out with me. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. I really do. I love you too, mamas. Again, thank you all to my new followers. If it wasn't for you guys, this channel wouldn't be going anywhere. And for my family and myself, we love you guys. We thank you guys. And I will catch you all tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.